Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. It's Halloween, people. Things may or may not get kind of weird tonight. I haven't decided. So the general question is, who was the best soap opera villain? Who was it? So many choices, and we're not just gonna go with the mainstream of the normal five. We're adding All My Children in there. We're adding Passions in there. We're adding One Like to Live. We're adding all of them in there. We're adding Passions in there. We're adding. But let's get the roll call. Amy's in the chat. First of all, shout out to Amy. Thank you so much. Ryan's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Black Mud's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Sean is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Yeah, you remember. you remember. You remember. You remember. So, Ryan says Helena Cassadine from General Hospital, right? Yeah, that's what I was to say. It's like there is a slew of different characters. So many to choose from. But yeah, Sean, that was a weird night. Depending on how much I drink, things may get weird tonight. Who knows? Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, people. Tanya's in the chat. We got a lot to talk about, people. When I get more of my Days fans in this chat, I'm gonna sit there and give them a viewer discretion is advised kind of a message. Because next week I'm gonna be an asshole. An unapologetic asshole. Ugh. And I don't give a shit. I simply don't. No. Ronnie Barnes. Dolometics in the chat. Did you see the picture you saw the thumbnail? I figured maybe because it's Halloween. I normally don't sit there and do I normally don't you know, do that stuff. Blackmouth says I'm still thinking of Natalie from Beyond the Gates on Passions, calling Julie Daddy. Yeah, that was a scene. That was a scene. Valerie. Because Valerie. Oh, we got Jane. Jana Mines is in the chat. Let's everyone welcome Janra. Janra? I think that's how you pronounce the name. Let's everyone say what's up. Give them a warm welcome. So, who was on today? Yeah, look at my damn book. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm glad to have you here tonight. Oh Lord, I don't think that's what he actually did, Ryan. But of course, you would probably see it that way. Um, General, what's good, Freddie? My friends are throwing me a Halloween birthday party for me tonight, so I'm definitely getting a lot of treats tonight. Turning 26. Oh, okay, cool, Freddie, cool. Krista says Michael Crane from Passions. Tanya says I have removed Beyond the Gates from my DVR because I'm not waiting on this show to build and find its footing. It's probably not going to find it until next year, but I'm done GHS myself. Yeah. Well, Ryan, he didn't privilege shame him. What he did was he prepared him because that's exactly what Alexis is going to do. Alexis is going to practically sit there and say, I get what he was saying, but that doesn't mean Michael hasn't had his bad times. He's had plenty. Okay, so once again, you are like not okay. You clearly didn't get what he was sitting there saying. He was preparing Michael for what Alexis is going to do on the stand. He didn't sit there and say that because he just felt like shitting on his son. And let's be honest, yes, he had some bad times, but all the stuff that he said was true. He did come from privilege. He did come from money. He did come from generational wealth. That's not a shame or anything like that, but that's the reality of the situation. He doesn't act like a spoiled rich prick kid or anything like that, but the stuff that he said, it wasn't like it wasn't true. If you're saying that Alexis used that narrative and not that Sunny believes it, then I will agree with that. Okay, so yeah, General Hospital was cool today. What happened at General Hospital? Like, I know you had like so many different characters on there. I mean, it's amazing, Ryan, that you go with the worst case scenario. Um, Tanya says Josh Griffin continues ruining the young and the restless. Like, if they don't fire that man, then why is his ass didn't win shit? Yeah, I didn't even. Oh, there it is. Let's go, Tracy Steves. Um, I just, mm, I don't get, I don't get Ronnie. I don't get Ron. And they actually found the will. Tracy actually found the will today. Throughout that whole mess of boxes, she actually found that will. And I'm like, good. But what I wanted to know was, is that actually going to Freddie says Albert, and to answer your question of who is one of the worst villains I have to actually Alistair from Passions and of course Helena Cassadine from GH. Alistair Crane. Alistair Crane was like, oh my lord. He was I mean, you want to talk about privilege and title, you go to that man. Oh, Ryan says I'm actually agreeing with you. I felt like Sonny was implying that because Michael is rich, that means his life has been great. That's far from the truth. Gennaro. Oh, Gennaro. Okay. Oh, that's actually a really nice name, Gennaro. Okay. What's good, Ron? Drew ain't shit. Exactly. Drew ain't got nothing on Alistair Crane. Yeah. See, for the people who watch Passions, no, it's fine. It's fine, Ryan. It's just I feel like sometimes you get kind of defensive and you're very quick to sit there and think with your emotions and not understand that he wasn't doing it to whatever shame him or anything like that. You know? Yeah, Gennaro, that's a nice name. I'm very bad at pronouncing names, so whereas she was a shitty villain. I'm gonna be honest. Um, I would definitely sit there and say she was a shitty villain. That's for damn sure. That's what she was. Um, Wino was good, but it was very mixed, right? Like it just seemed Faison and Helena. Why does it seem like it was very mixed? Like it seemed like it was being fun 1 minute and then like kind of a Debbie Down in the next. Like it was fun when they're at the club and everything like that, and Holden and Claire are having a good time, and then they switch back to like Noah being in the hospital. I'm like, oh yeah, it's like I know it sounds bad, but it seems like every time they went to the hospital stuff, it just felt like a buzzkill. It's like you have two different tones in the episodes. Like one is really fun, and the other one is like you know. So I mean, it's cool to have Roger Howard on there. Apparently, this is a person that Sharon knew as I forgot the person's name, which I read a little bit about him. Roger Howard's character, and he's a pretty bad person. Whatever you say, Ron. Um, Matt Clark, yeah. Ryan says I never said that. I thought it was intentional on Sonny's part. I totally get why Michael thought that Sonny was basically taking Willow's side. Yeah, it was. Thank you, Tanya. Yeah, it was just like, bro, relax. Like he's trying to help you. You might want to calm down and not be so oversensitive. Like if you actually thought that he was taking Willow's side, then maybe you need some more coffee. Yeah, Matt Clark. Yeah, Matt Clark. I heard he did some stuff to Sharon, made her think that like the baby could either be Matt Clark's or Noah's. Spikewick says I'm quitting days next week. Johnny Chanel got the baby. I'm over the show. Oh yeah, you saw the previews. Yeah. Well, quitting the show and taking a break from it is probably two different things. But yep. I have to find a way to do something about that word. Um True Seeker. The villains that left an impression on me were Billy, All My Children, Marco, Ryan Chamberlain, General Hospital. Yeah, I'll return if they ever lose the baby to the real mother and father. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I guess that's not going to happen then. All right, well, it's your time, Spider. You got to do what you want with it. So, um, like I said, Michael Cambius was a um terrible villain. Well, I mean, like he was a great villain because he was a terrible human being. He was a great villain because he was a terrible human being. Holy shit, he was bad. I like some of this AI shit that they do every now and then. I'm like, yo, is that supposed to be Ronnie? I can't get over this shit. Like I really can't. And one more. I'm pretty sure that's what Tracy would actually want. I'm pretty sure that's what Tracy would want to do is to sit there and take a stick. So Quick says, I'm only going to watch some next week because it looks good, but any scene Sean got talking about Chanel Johnny is getting skipped. Yeah, it's just it's like I mean, listen, she is coming at Ronnie with that will though. I know. I saw it. I saw it. I was like, and like I said, that is Vincent Clark or Valerie. Vincent, Valerie, it a character that has DID. Uh, now this is what you call nightmare fuel right there. That's just another picture from Passions. Spellquick says Jennifer's lucky she ain't getting skipped next week. I want to see her reaction with Thomas getting hit by a car because I blame that and Julie and Jennifer. That's right, Timmy the doll. I mean, it's Halloween, Sean. You know I gotta sit there and do some creepy shit. How can Aaron be so reckless? Step up and be a man. Well, Ron, some people aren't meant to be parents. And he even said so himself. What's good, Queen Janet? Damn, I miss seeing you. It's been a minute. Step up and be a man. Like, what are you talking about? The kid is 18 years old. He's barely an adult. How about step up and be a man? Like, you don't want to be a father. He's not ready to be a dad. I don't know if I put that up there. Ryan. Janet says, I've been busy. I sold a house this week. Oh, nice. Okay, shit. Let's everyone sit there congratulate Janet for that. That's what's up. Beyond the Gates was really bad this week. It was. Yeah, no, seriously, shout out to you. Yeah, congratulations. Oh, I did like the joke. The Deacon and Taylor and Deacon are good together. Rest of Bo was boring. So Ronnie walks in and sees Jack and calls him Joey. And I'm like, you're only gonna get that, you're only gonna understand that joke. You're only gonna get that joke if you are a One Like to Live fan. It's a small house, but a sale is a sale. Listen, small or big, you did your thing. So that's that you know what I'm saying? Like don't take away that credit. You deserve all the credit that you got for that. So The point is, you did it with your skills and your talent, and that's what matters. Um, okay, this week went by fast as fuck. There was no. That's all you, Jen. I give credit where credit's due. Beyond the Gates today just seemed like it was. I don't know. Like honestly, to tell you the truth, any scenes that Leslie is in is just. And then you have Chelsea, right? Chelsea's sitting there acting like she didn't do anything wrong. Like, well, I skipped this, so that's exactly how I feel about a spider. Um, like you know exactly how. Oh, how do you feel about my cat comment? Oh, your cat comment? No, I didn't. Yeah, there's a lot of comments there. Oh, next week, Kat is doing too much telling Ted she only has one daughter now because Eva called. Yeah, I mean she's going back to that entitled shit. She's going back. And what's good, me cop? She's going back to that entitled shit. So that's you know honestly, tell you the truth, that's on brand with Cat. Honestly, Spider, that's on brand with Cat. I thought you were talking about the other comment. The show Beyond the Gates is bad downhill. Yeah, I'm getting okay. I'm getting tired of Ted constantly kissing Nicole's ass. And you know, even the day before when she was like, "Oh, y'all two are acting like Neanderthals," you know, sitting there fighting and everything like that. I was like, "Girl, you sitting there acting like you didn't facilitate that. You know damn well that there were going to be problems caused when you decided to go out with Ted's business partner and friend, and you think that they weren't going to sit there and be going like, what are you doing?" Freddie says, I don't know how long you're staying on, Albert, but I'm going to enjoy my birthday tonight, so I might chime back in a little bit. All right. Well, you enjoy your night. I just, it's like, you know what it is? It's like Sarah on Days of Our Lives. Um, you know, she's playing full victim, but she's acting like she didn't cause some of this stuff. Like, yeah, Xander, Xander definitely crossed the line. There's no doubt about that. But girl, you want to sit there and act like you didn't keep that damn secret for a long time because you didn't have faith in your husband. You felt like your husband was going to do this, that, and the third, but you married him. Like you should have fucking told. You should have told him. Maybe it would have prevented him from whooping his ass. Like who knows? But you not sitting there saying anything. You facilitated that. But she wants to sit there and play victim. Like in a sense, well, she's not as bad as Willow, but like because Willow does things that definitely goes beyond, you know. But they both don't understand accountability. Danny Bear 87, where we at Danny Bear 87 with your subscribers? Make sure that people subscribe to your channel. Like I just don't. And you know what? 46. What's good, Big Nate? 46. Okay. We got four more. So definitely subscribe to Danny Bear's channel. Definitely subscribe to Danny Bear's channel. If you are not subscribed to her, definitely subscribe to her. And, you know, it made me think about something. Rory Gibson as Michael. People listen to this saying, "Oh, he's killing it, he's blowing it away and stuff like that." But think about the Michael character in general. Michael's not somebody who has high energy that's a very complex character, right? So fast, Jonah, so fast. He's not a very complex character, and that's not to sit there and say that he's not a good character. He's not a complex character. It made me think about Chad Duell, right? And people are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe Chad Duell's going. Like, I don't think anybody's going to replace him." And I was like, I don't remember Chad Duell doing like this amazing job. He did a really good job playing Michael, and we got used to him playing Michael. But it just makes me wonder, like, and I'm not taking anything away from Rory Gibson as an actor and stuff like that, but I've seen some shitty actors. It's not that I don't think that he's killing it. I don't think that Michael is a complex character where I feel like Ava, the character could be a little more complex than, let's say, Michael. So more or less, like she really, you know, Rory is doing a good job. Rory is doing a good job. The character has never been like you go with Stefano Demera, right, Nate? Like I'm not taking anything. I'm not sitting there trying to like. He's a great actor. He's doing really great in the role. But what I'm sitting there saying is like the role doesn't require a huge amount of complexity to the character where it's like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. It's like I feel like Michael has always been somewhat of a low energy. Yeah, exactly. Chad was good in the role. Michael is not a huge, you know. Tanya says, Albert, I have a job at Soapter as one of the bloggers and editors. Oh, nice. Oh, that's what's up. Congrats. You are rewriting history, but you have been saying all along how pleased you are with Gibson as Michael. I feel like you're backpedaling. I feel like you're not understanding what I'm saying. If that's the case, and I feel like you're not understanding what I'm saying. Um, have a good night, Tanya. See, how you're taking it is me Smith is saying that I'm bashing him, and that's not what I'm doing. I'm saying that Michael has never been a character that's been like, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. He's always been a very cool, calculating, kind of easygoing person, but he knows how to sit there. Like when shit pops off, he's ready. But like, I don't know. I don't know how to sit there and describe it. I'm not sitting there saying that Rory isn't doing a great job as Michael. I'm sitting there saying that the job title that requires like I think Chad and Rory do such a great job as the character because they know how to act. And like I said, Michael is not that much of a complex character. I get what you're saying. It's easier to play as a good guy than a bad guy. I don't know. I wouldn't sit there and say that, but I just don't think that the Michael character is super complex. So you have good actors that are coming in to play the role Michael, but it's like playing Michael is like playing on easy mode or on normal mode, you know, if that makes sense. So seriously, I'm not taking anything. And again, I've seen Rory Gibson on The Young and the Restless. Great actor, didn't give him shit to do on there. So, you know, yeah, right. Like that's what I'm saying. He's never been like a character that had to sit there and be like super angry one minute, very loving and over the top the next minute, very super deep the next minute. He's always been an even level person, and that's not a bad thing or anything like that. But you know, just makes you think about even Jason's character or Steve's character. You know, I mean, this year he's been actually doing emotions, but when you really look at some of his other stuff, yeah, like you look at Jason's earlier stuff, and the difference now is that he's adding a little bit more emotion and stuff, and is people are praising him because it's different, but you know, I don't know. It just made me think about that when I was in the kitchen. I was like, that's not to say he's not a good actor. It's just you know. Anyway, what else? It's really funny. I'm sitting there thinking about that scene with Nina and how easy it was for Nina to throw Portia under the bus. Like that girl had no problems, and then sat there and said, "Well, Sonny, you should sit there and be the one to tell because technically, me and Portia are still friends. Y'all ain't gonna be friends after she finds out that you threw her under the bus, to protect Willow." Which I don't know how upset she can actually be, but like, my point is, it's like when she came there and said, "Well, I have a way to get both of our children from this whole mess." And it was like essentially what you did, you just threw somebody else, you just literally threw somebody else under the bus to sit there and do it. And granted, yes, Portia has she has hella motive. She has hella motive to sit there and do it. Yeah, Nina was messed up for that. Portia was like, wow. Yeah, I'm like, damn, girl, you just didn't give a shit. But I mean, I've said this before. I'll sit there and say this again. I still thought it was a mistake that Michael decided to have her work. The only reason that Nina even cared about protecting Michael is because just anyone take a bribe. I mean, like I said, I was just like, I don't understand why you thought it was a good idea for, you know, you to have her work at Crimson. I'm like, Jacinda's nice and sweet, but she's not exactly a bright bulb. Like, you know, you just giving Nina more of an opportunity to sit there and flip your alibi. But she seems like she has a heart because no reality, you sticking with Michael ain't really doing that much for you. It's doing great for him, but ain't doing that much for you. Yeah, I didn't. I was like, bro, I was like, what are you doing? And then also Lucy today. Lucy with Tracy today, and I'm like, Lucy, I get where you're coming from. Your heart's in the right place, but here's the thing, though. You're annoying on a good day. This woman is still grieving the loss of her essentially best friend. The actress is on. Oh, you mean Jacinda? She's on contract. She's on contract. Cody is on contract. Her to do her to do maybe doing a movie or something like that. I guess we'll sit there and say I don't know. I just I feel like contracts aren't what they used to be. Um, Dalton Smith, they're trying to flip Brit and be like, hey, listen, how about we just kind of work together and we cut Sitwell out of it. We just completely ignore Sitwell. Taff Tiffin says I saw a behind the scenes look from Beyond the Gates, shot in like the 200 episodes of like Ted and Nicole will get back together. Hmm. I didn't see that in the preview, so oh, but you said it was behind the scenes though. Tiffin. Okay. Um, the hell was I Smith is saying? Yeah, she's still grieving for Monica, and you come over there talk about, hey, listen, if you want to sit there and share stories of Alan and that word and Lila, and I'm like, you can't be pushing people away. I was like, first of all, who says that she's pushing people away? She just don't like you. Like, she never actually sat there and said, I'm pushing everyone away. It's like, no, she just don't like you. She don't like you on a good day, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes, a lot of times, they want to sit there and try to add in this whole level of comedy. Yeah, yeah. He's been going for a little bit. Yeah, she had that get the out look. Yeah, he's been on a cruise for a couple of days, so he hasn't been uploading um like usual. But I think he may be back though. I don't know. It's hard to sit there and we were talking about that yesterday a little bit. Let me see if Brock is back. Okay, yeah, 6 days ago. So he's still there. Oh yeah, they were really trying to do the whole suspense thing. They were really trying to do the whole level of suspense. So now Portia is pregos and she don't know who she don't know who the babies is. Curtis knows Isaiah. Apparently he gonna be the last one to know. He gonna be the last one to know. Now I wonder what he's gonna sit there and act like, or what is he gonna sit there and say? Hmm. Honestly, tell you the truth, I don't usually go in soap dirt. You know, I don't usually go in soap dirt, so I can't sit there and say the only person. What's good, Jonathan? The only person who I genuinely, um, if I was looking for spoilers, would be um, Phoenix Tremaine. Phoenix Tremaine is probably the only person that I would sit there and recommend if you're gonna you know try to find out what's going on. I've heard that Soap Dirt Belinda is very hit and miss. Just in history, just in general, just in general. So it's not this year, and like I said, you can include all my children. You can include passions. You could include One Life to Live, um, Guiding Light, Annie Dutton, Annie Dutton. Yeah, somebody else said that answer too, Jonathan. Oh, listen, I don't know if you watch my Days of Our Lives reviews, but I'm gonna sit there and tell you, I'm just gonna give you a bit of forewarning that I'm gonna be an asshole. I'm gonna be an asshole next week. I'm gonna be an asshole in the live streams. I'm gonna be an asshole um in the reviews. I'm just gonna be an asshole because the sorrow is now Chanel's and Johnny's, and I'm just like, fucking course they are. Thomas, Thomas has been getting on my fucking nerves. Rachel, listen, at this point, I'm just expecting the worst from Rachel at every single turn. Rachel's like, oh, I think it'd be a really good idea if we take this heavy ass solid pumpkin. Let's go 179. Solid pumpkin to throw it at Kat to teach her a lesson. Set it up. Yeah, well, that's what I was sitting there talking about. That's what I was talking about, Jonathan. I mean, it starts off this week, though, right? Where she thought it was a good idea to take this heavy ass pumpkin to throw it at Kat. I was like, do you understand how heavy those things are? And by the way, I said this in my review. If Jeremy was actually taking, if Jeremy didn't, let me put it this way. Jeremy's kind of responsible for that. You just left that shit unattended where anybody could just sit there and just take that and just start throwing pumpkins or God knows what because he wanted to get back at Alex. Bro, what are you doing? I'm like, and then the sad thing is, you see in the previews, I'm assuming Alex got hit by that pumpkin, and Chad is like, that was meant for Cat, wasn't it? And instead of Thomas being like, yeah, listen, I really did mess up, he decides to throw another fucking temper tantrum and says, oh, all you cared about Cat. And his dumbass runs out into the streets and gets hit by a car, I'm assuming. And I'm going to be honest, I really don't have a lot of sympathy for that. Like, I do, but I don't. I do because it's a kid, but at the same time, I'm like, you've been an asshole for a hot minute. There's such a thing as called karma. Like, what did you think was going to wind up happening? I remember Carlo. Who's Carlo? I'm like, yeah, if you're a dumbass and sit there and run onto the streets, what's good, Darby? If you're a dumbass and run onto the streets, you wouldn't have got hit by that car. Shit happens. Oh well. And the sad thing is that I'm gonna have to sit there. Oh, James Steckbach, Steinbeck. My bad, Steinbeck. Oh, Carlos was a mobster villain on Like Live. Okay. Eagle says Just to let you know, YouTube TV does not carry ESPN Disney anymore. That includes, yeah, I don't have YouTube TV, but I heard about that. They've been talking about that all this week. Um, on a commercial that I've been sitting there watching General Hospital. Oof, okay, that's Steinbeck, right? Yeah. I'm like, your dumbass actually ran onto the streets, so you got what you got. What am I supposed to sit there and have sympathy for a kid sitting there throwing a goddamn temper tantrum after throwing essentially a lethal weapon in the air? Oh, Stenback, right? Sten, Stenback. Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, Stenback. Um, I'm like, and the thing is, I know I'm going to be cold hard next week because I'm like, you got what you deserve. Like, nobody told your dumb ass to be sitting there launching lethal weapons in the air. It's too bad we can't show his videos. I know. It's too bad that CBS are a bunch of stingy dicks. Eagle says, I wonder what's the real world say a Monica does she leave the house to Jason or Michael or someone else. Yeah, it sucks, Jonathan. Like I said, I did a whole I did a whole stream about Annie Dutton, and because it was CBS stuff, um, they're like, oh, you gotta take out this, you gotta take out that, and it won't be monetized if you do this. It just gotten to be a fucking headache, honestly. Happy Halloween, Anthony, the number one YouTuber. You know why, Eagle? Because he was with his kid. Because he was with his kid. I'm sorry for pointing at you. Because he was with his kid, everything hit a little bit different. You know how many times he kept saying, "Oh, are we gonna sit there and save the candy for Claire? We got these matching sets, but unfortunately Claire couldn't be here." And as you can see the sadness on his face, right? Because I'm watching it and I'm sitting there feeling the same thing, and I'm like, but then I have to sit there and remember, um, Kyle, you caused this. Like you did that shit to yourself. Yeah, pretty much no kids his age is wearing a pig costume unless it'd be forced by his parents. Um, but yeah, that's what they kept doing. Dad, can you sit there and send a picture to Claire to make sure that she got it? Oh, she didn't get it yet? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Um, and like I said, the tone was so off. Not three little pigs. He is the baby. So, like, like I said, the tone was off though. You know, it's like if it wasn't Smith there trying to do the whole poor Kyle because of his kid, then it was Debbie Downer scenes with Sharon and what you call at the hospital. And if it wasn't that, then it was like a fucking rave. It's like the energy was all over the place. Johnson says, I don't think Drew end up getting the mansion. Rachel belongs in prison. She's a demon spawn kid. She is a And in all reality, I'm like, Thomas, you're not that far behind. Like you were dumb enough to sit there and follow what Rachel did. Like you don't know what your cousin is and the shit that she does, right? Her ass needs to go to juvie for shooting DJ. If we're gonna be honest, if if we're gonna sit there and keep it real, um, Ego says, I'm glad you called them out on the punk and stuff. Like those kids are like a little boy from Home Alone too. Yeah, and I'm like, again, Eagle, you ever felt one of those pumpkins? And this is what he decided to throw in the air. And again, Jeremy is Jeremy is partly responsible because if he didn't walk away from that contraption, I remember Home Alone 2 and 1. I didn't see 3. I kind of stopped at that point. I know they kept going to like 8. I'm like, okay. Usually those movies start to fall off after a while, especially when you start going directly to DVD. Just like, yeah, okay, we can blame the teacher, but it's the parents' job too. I mean, I get that, but like he would be partly responsible legally because he left that thing unattended, you know? So like legally he can be held responsible, not just the fact that, it's a big contraption, you are around kids and anybody else who is walking around, yeah, if he admits doing well, I mean, regardless if he admits it or not, he's still gonna be in trouble. It's called negligent homicide, I think that's what you call it. I don't know. I heard of this case where fuck me. Like I heard of this case of this guy just being an asshole and like um doing some sort of wood chipper in the morning, and a guy, I guess, like fell into the wood chipper, and the dude wound up getting arrested because he left it unattended. Johnson says, "Do you think anyone will find out what Rachel tried to help Cat?" Eventually, yes, because usually those things they do come out. How long it's going to take? That is that is the question. So yeah, it's going to come out. It's just a matter of um when. Ego, it's funny because like I've been saying that for a hot minute. She is, Ryan. She absolutely is. Yes, Sean. Have a great night. I will sit there and see you tomorrow. But yeah, she's a chip off the old block of her mother. And the fact of the matter is, her yeah, because Brady doesn't do shit to sit there and put his foot down, and Chad doesn't either, which is why Thomas is Smith there acting like, oh, he could just do whatever he wants and mouth off and everything like that. Honestly, tell you the truth, like um once he said, "Oh, well, I'm not going to go trick or treating." I'm like, "All right, just stay your ass home then. You can sit there and stay your ass home. I'll call Julie." Even though honestly, tell you the truth, I want Chad to sit there and move out that goddamn house, take his kids and move out that damn house because if some kids talk like that to their parents and real, yeah, well, depends on what kind of parents that they talking to. Talking to old school parents that would sit there and get out that damn switch. Not the belt. I'm talking about the switch, the extension cord, whatever you got to do. You know, not this timeout bullshit. Johnson says, "Could Chad end up moving back into the mayor mansion?" If so, that's gonna be a while. You know, he's still icy with his dad, and you know how Chanel feels, and Johnny gonna sit there and kind of more or less follow Chanel's um lead. Brady probably feels that Rachel is the Antichrist. Yeah, I mean, like I said, chip off the old block off of what you call it. Happy Night 179. When's new actor getting there? Well, they shoot their stuff like six months in advance, give or take. I'm not gonna lie, Eagle. I totally forgot about that until you said something, and it's going to be wild to me. It's going to be absolutely wild to me when Connor Floyd comes in being Chad. Like that shit is going to throw me off for a hot minute. I'm gonna be like, what? You're talking about Johnny? You're talking about Johnny. I was asking if Chad. Oh, Chad would end up moving back to Shemar. Oh, 10 months. Thank you, Taffy. But Chad moved back into the Mariners. Well, if he moved out, if he if he if he had enough of Julie for the last umpteen time, then yeah, I can see Chad moving. I mean, he has a decent relationship with what you call it with EJ. They've been getting along and been like more than civil. So yeah, and it's funny. Uh, then he says new Chad won't air until April, I believe. Oh my goodness. It's been interesting, like a double dose of Billy Flynn. I mean, I'm sure that's it. You know, me. I don't really give a lot of slack, but yes, yeah, that's that's definitely a factor. He's not a bad kid. Um, he's being influenced by Rachel. Rachel has been known to be very bad, very manipulative, and everything like that. She's ran away from home. She has bragged about breaking up like a parent with whatever new love interest. Okay, that's weird. Watching from the bushes, what the fuck? Well, yeah, I mean, also shooting AJ was definitely one of them. Also helping kidnap what you call it. Oh, it's a figure of speech. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? What was good, Jen J? Eagle says, according to Roger Howard, the guy that's writing his character also writing for Todd Manning. Ah. Okay, all right, cool, Genji. Okay. I mean, Genji. Yeah, and that's the thing though, Eagle. Like I said, Todd Manning and yeah, Todd Manning and Colin. Yeah, I mean, like I said, hopefully they give him something good. Hopefully they give him something good. They don't sit there and waste his time. I mean, I don't know what else he got going on, but hopefully they don't sit there and waste him like they did Rory Gibson. Um, that was just a shame. I may be late, but I say Manny. Oh, Manny from G. Oh my goodness, yo, that actor Danielle, that actor, yeah, anything that he's in. I mean, one, he's definitely one note, but that's the type of dude that I would not want to run into a dark alley with. Danielle. Oh, you're right. Yes, you're right, Jonathan. And also, Tamara, who was Kim Noro on General Hospital. Kim Noro, who had Julian's baby, and they just kind of retcon that shit right out. Exactly. They just retcon that shit right out too. Maggie Louise was fucking and lost her mind in her last run. Yeah. Oh, Nero. Thank you. Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, she was going to. Well, we know what she was gonna do, but yeah. Now Tamara is actually. I feel like she kind of is crossing off a lot of bucket lists. She Sean says, I think Joey likes Haley. Uh, what makes you think that? Oh, facts. Yes. Danny said tomorrow will be reunited with Lucas Adams, the new Noah. He played her son Trip one days. Yes. So let's see. Tamara is also on All My Children. Just saying. Have a good night, Tiffan. Um, Speaking of which, why not bring replacement Kim to GA since Drew is alive? I think she would have to sit there and explain that baby, Julian's baby, and Julian still has family in town. Um, but yeah, I mean, listen, um, Sean does bring a good point though. Like Haley and Randy meeting up at Joey's club was definitely a mistake. And then Randy sitting there talking about, oh yeah, me and Haley, we get busy on the side and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, so now you just made things way more complex than they need to be. I like when two people are on a show together or reunited on another show. Yeah. You know, yesterday Jonathan brought up a really good point. What did you talk about? You said the actor that plays Ned and the actress that plays Tracy was on Days of Our Lives and they were married. And then on General Hospital, they play mother and son, which is fucking trippy. So Wally Kurd, yeah, Wally Kurd and Jan Elliott are mother and son on General Hospital, but they were husband and wife on Days of Our Lives. Yeah, that's something that you just don't get used to. I mean, I know it's acting, but still. Oh, only 11 years older. Okay. Yeah, it was before my time. Well, clearly it was before my time. Um, I don't think I didn't start watching Days until like mid mid 2020. Mid 2020, I started watching Days because I was just watching GH at the time, and people was like, "Oh, you got to watch Days." I started watching Days. I was like, "All right, cool." It was like, "Oh, you got to watch B&B. B&B is cool." It's like, "All right, cool. I'll do that too." Why not took a little bit longer to kind of get used to it. But I was like, all right, I watch Why Not. That's fun. And it just became like more content, more stuff to talk about. So I know some people, I know some channels who just talk about like maybe one soap opera or whatever, but like, oh, well, you was old school. Johnson says on days Angelica was recast with Judy Chaplin. I have no idea who that is, but um, yeah, I started watching General Hospital around that time because 1999. That's when I was watching Port Charles. I was watching Port Charles, and Port Charles got me into watching Days. Jonathan, let me ask you a question. Let me know if you're still in the chat, and if you're in the chat, should I should I give it to him? Should I give the chat tonight? Played Gloria Weiner, and she also played Leo's mom. Oh, okay. But yeah, Jonathan, should I do it to him tonight, Jonathan? Let me know if I should do it to him tonight. I know, I know. It's. I mean, don't get me wrong. It takes a while to get into YNR. Once you do, it's good. It's good, but General Hospital just has a very young and vibrant feel. Okay, Jonathan, I'm gonna ask you again. Should I give it to him tonight, Jonathan? Should I do it? It's on deck. So you just say the word. See, Jonathan knows what I'm talking about. I figured, this is not something I normally do because, I usually reserve this stuff for the members. But it is Halloween, and I figured why not? Just remember, Jonathan co-signed this, so if it gets weird. Don't blame me, but don't just blame me. See, just like that, just like Victor Newman actually throwing, you know,
Who wants to go first? Come on. Somebody step up to the plate. Well, I guess that doesn't really matter, seeing as how both of you are going to die.
You don't have to do this, my child.
No, you don't. And why? Why do you want to kill us? We haven't done anything to you.
That's your opinion.
What do you mean?
It doesn't matter. All you should know is that you're on my to-do list. You do realize you're just two of the many on my long list of people who have to die.
Oh my God. You're the blackmailer. You're the one that's been doing all these horrible things to Luis and Miguel and all the others.
Bravo. Give the girl a cigar. But you still haven't answered my question. Which one of you wants to die first? Well, since you left it up to me, Miney. How do you think this would be so difficult? I mean, killing you, priest, would be a treat. But then again, there is the Sheridan Crane's death, which will also be a lot of fun.
If you must kill us, there's nothing we can do. But please, think of your soul. Do you want to spend eternity in hell?
As if I lived anywhere else.
I agree with Father Lonigan. We can't stop you from killing us. First, tell me why you're doing this to Luis. You're the one that pushed through his execution date, aren't you?
Second part.
Impressed with my power.
Very impressed.
Second part, Ryan.
But I'm begging you, don't take Luis away from me.
Away from you? He doesn't belong to you, bitch. Luis is in love with Fancy.
No. No, he's not. Luis is in love with me, you stupid creature. He loves me and only me.
Sheridan, please stay calm.
No, I will not stay calm. I'm not going to stand here and let this thing tell me that Luis doesn't love me.
You've just made my decision a whole lot easier, Sheridan. You'll be the first one to die.
Wait. Please. Before you do this, won't you talk to me? I feel the pain in your voice. I know you're in anguish. But don't lash out at innocent people. It won't help you.
Innocent? Sheridan Crane? Don't make me laugh.
What has she done to deserve this?
So many things come to mind. Remember that picture of Fancy and Luis that you sent to the tabloids?
How did you know I sent that picture?
I know everything about you, Sheridan. You are such an adorable baby. That picture of you in the pink hat is so precious. How did Alistair manage to keep that hat on your head? Staples?
How did you see that photo?
In one of the family albums, of course.
No, you couldn't have. Most of the family albums are kept in a secret records room.
Oh, yes. Very secret. Very safe. That room holds a lot of documents, as well as a lot of photos.
How did you get in there?
Now, tell you. Well, what does it matter? You're going to be dead in a few minutes.
Please, my child, don't do this. If it's true you caused all these terrible events in this town, don't you think you've caused enough innocent people enough pain?
Innocent. No one in Harmony is innocent. You should be thanking me, Father, for making people pay for their sins.
That is not a job for us. Surely you must know that it is not in God's plan for you to commit murder, to torture innocent people.
Stop using that word. No one in Harmony is innocent.
You cannot sit in judgment of people. Your heavenly Father is there for you, to comfort you, to ease your pain.
You know nothing about my pain.
I know you have pain in your heart and soul. That's what's driving you to do these terrible things.
You don't know anything about me.
I'm sorry for your pain.
Let us help you. Tell us who caused all this pain. Tell us what has brought...
But yeah, so I think, well, Danny, most people know, but that's a character named Vincent Clark. And like Ryan said, the character has DID. So there's Vincent and then there's Valerie, right? Yeah, there's Vincent Clark and then there's Valerie. Oh, trust me, it gets it gets a lot worse. But Jonathan, I didn't even really sit there and give it to him. Like, like, oh my lord, that was. Well, yeah, no, the character has DID and a little bit more. Ain't that right, Jonathan? Like I said, I normally reserve that type of stuff for like the member stream, but oh, I didn't have that on deck. I didn't have that on deck. I specifically picked the other one. I knew how weird that shit was. But it's so funny. It's so funny. By the way, I did do a part two because I couldn't put all that in the first one. The only the only DID story I've seen is Kai on GH. We got to look into that character at some point. But that's not even a half of it, though, Ryan. Ugh, kind of wondering if I should sit there and show y'all more. That's the sad thing, Ryan. That's only the half of it. Like Vincent Clark was Vincent Clark was probably the most controversial character. Yes, exactly. It was the most controversial character, I think, in soap opera history. There's been other characters like Steinbeck, right? Steinbeck? Is it Steinbeck or Steinbeck? From Another World Turns. Well, that was another villain, right? That was another villain. Oh, Stenback. Such a retarded name, Stenback. Oh, also Roger Howard's on that show too. As the World Turns, yes, Roger Howard was on that show. Um, and I wish I could have showed that stuff, but well, CBS got to be dicks. I know Another World Turns, right? As the World Turns. More West was on. Ah, shit. See, Wait, wasn't Laura Wright on there as well? Was Laura Wright on as the world turns? I totally did combine those two soaps. Wasn't Laura Wright also on as the world turns though? She played a character named Cassie, right? No, she was on Guiding Light with Cynthia Watros. Guiding Light, okay. Okay. I might play the rest of that stuff towards the end. Towards the end of the stream, I might play the rest of that stuff. No, but right, you know your soaps. Where West played Carly on As the World Turns. Oh, and Jordan. Jordan was also on As the World Turns as well. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so pissed off. I mean, granted, yes, I have other soap operas I could react to and stuff. Um, but it's just kind of a shame to not be able to like. I'm telling you, the stuff with Cynthia Watros on Guiding Light, yo. If you if you thought that Nina can turn up, Nina ain't got shit on Annie Dutton. And Lucas is also in As the World Turns. The the woman who plays Jordan on. Oh, my bad, Ryan. No, I'm talking about the Young and the Restless Jordan. See, this is what no, this is my fault because I didn't sit there and say Young and the Restless Jordan. The Young and the Restless Jordan. You know, it's actually really interesting. There's another character named Willow, but she's on Beyond the Gates. Yeah, Android. There's another character that plays Willow, but she's on Beyond the Gates, and she plays Madison's mother. It's just when I saw it said Willow, I was like, oh, another Willow. She crazy and deranged and a dingbat just like this Willow. So many doubles when it comes to his names. There used to be three Victor Newman. I mean, there used to be three Victors. Unfortunately, it was Victor Newman, which everyone knew. It was Victor Cassidy, which also a lot of people know. Then it was Victor Kiriakis. You can do a connect the dots game between GH Cass of who been on a soap together before. That would actually sound like let me screenshot that. That sound like fun. Oh, you're right, Jonathan. It was Victor Lord from One Like to Live. Huh, thanks. Let me ask you a question, Ryan. Was that character like creeping you out? Technically, YNR has two victors, really. Who's the other victor? The only one I knew about was Victor Newman. I don't blame you, but it's Halloween, so I want to do something a little more creepier. Oh, Adam. His full name is Victor Adam Newman. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you're right. But listen. Passions was a great soap opera. Like it didn't necessarily have the best special effects. Sometimes the best acting, but their campiness is so over the top that it was like it was entertaining. Like even Port Charles, right? We were watching that this weekend, and one of the things I was really praising the show for was like having actual sets, doing like special effects where it wasn't like CGI and stuff. Plus, like when Michael Easton is actually a villain, he fucking kills it. Like he kills it as a villain. Brian says, "I'm curious. It's Halloween. Why Get Out was your favorite Jordan Peele movie? People see it as a masterpiece. I'm curious why you think so." Um, I wouldn't sit there and say it's a masterpiece. I think it was like people hyped it up, right? So for me, I think it was a surprise factor. Because I came into the movie like, oh, I don't think that movie's gonna really be that good. And it was actually good. Um, I think Us was a little bit more of a better movie personally. I thought it was a little bit more creepier. I think I was just kind of surprised. Like, the twist or whatever, the chicks that they're doing that shit for years is a masterpiece, is what I'm saying. I think for me, like I said, it was it was a surprise. So it was better than I thought it was gonna be. I like movies like that. When I come into a movie and have a low bar, and then it's actually better than what I think it is. Adam was a kid. He went by Victor Jr., but when he got older, he went by his middle name, Adam. Jonathan, you think about watching Y&R again for a little bit? Because they got Roger Howard on there. So we're gonna see him next week, which should be interesting. I think the reason people like it so much is because the premise is so different than the running. Yeah, yeah, and that's yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Oh, you've been watching it? Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I didn't expect it. Well, I didn't expect it to be like, oh wow, this is actually good. I didn't see this coming. You know, like tomorrow I'm gonna sit there and watch a movie that I can tell you right now, Jonathan doesn't like. Jonathan doesn't like this movie. I can tell you right now, but I'm gonna watch this horror movie tomorrow though. And I feel like Jordan Peele is a creative genius. Yeah, I can. Here's the thing. I can appreciate. Okay, so I can appreciate his work. I can appreciate the stuff he does. I don't necessarily like the person, but I can separate the movies he does than from the person who he is. So I would never boycott his movies or anything like that, but I'm not a huge fan of him as a person. I would sit there and say. So what have you been? What did you think of it? What have you been thinking of it so far, Jonathan? Like I said today, the episode seemed like it was tone wise. It seemed like it was kind of all over the place. Like you had the fun stuff like Claire and Holden and stuff like that, and then they cut to the hospital and it's all like very sad and like somewhat kind of depressing. Um, and then you have the whole Kyle and Harrison scene, and like Eagle said, like yo, it's like they were trying to make us feel bad for Kyle. And like Kyle, you pretty much kind of blew up your relationship. And it wouldn't have been so bad if, like, okay, fine, listen, we all mess up or whatever. But the way he's been going about it, you would sit there and think, like, bro, you need a restraining order. One says, can you do me a favor? I'd love for you to show a clip from Saturday Night Live that makes fun of us. Oh, I don't know. Well, one, I would actually have to sit there and I would have to screenshot it, and then I would have to upload it onto StreamYard. And also with shows, it's a little bit more tricky. It's a little bit more tricky with shows. Like there's like copyrights and stuff like that. So like it's very hard to navigate like copyright stuff. Like even when I show certain stuff on here, it's always like kind of a risk, but it's very low risk. Um if it's like a little bit older, like anything 2010 or something. I enjoy Why Not Say My Queen. It's the same my queens in the same scene. Tamara and Sharon. Well, at least Sharon wasn't crying so much today. No, Ryan. I usually I screen record the stuff and then I upload it to StreamYard. So the stuff that I showed y'all that was stuff that I uploaded last night. No, I'm not that advanced yet. Oh, Danny Bear, did you see the Vincent Clark scene that I showed earlier? That apparently like Ryan wasn't feeling it, and trust me, I didn't even show that much. It's allegedly Matt Clark. Yeah, I gotta read more about Matt Clark. I was researching some other characters this week, which at the very least, Jonathan, when you come in on Sunday, I think you'll find this character interesting. Hopefully, hopefully I'll get back in time to sit there and do the stream. But I think you'll find it interesting. And says, well, I'll tell you the premise. It was a Discovery Car commercial where the person on the phone was the you know what's the one I actually liked? The what do they call that? Jake from State Farm when it was played by Michael B. Jordan. That shit was hilarious. Where he was playing Jake from State Farm. Like that's some shit that if I remembered, I would sit there and try to show. Matt Clark was a character from Nick and Sharon's high school years. Yeah, I skimmed through it. I got to sit there and read more about it. But oh, Jonathan, you remember that skit? Yeah, I watched it. You got me wanting to rewatch the storyline. Yeah, I'm gonna play part two in a second. Um, that shit that shit was hilarious. SNL is a very weird show because there are things that are hilarious, and then there are just things where it's like, Jonathan, you know which one I should sit there and show them? Um, it's a Star Wars one. You know what I'm talking about? It's the Star Wars one. Um, I think the guy's name is Adam Drive. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. He did they do this Star Wars parody where it's like undercover boss. Now that shit is hilarious. Fucking love us. But I don't know if you remember that one. That was good. Saturday Night Live is very hit and miss with me. So like I would never sit down and like watch it live. I would sit there and watch like the commercial, like watch like clips and stuff. Mad TV is Mad TV did a sketch of GH with Rebecca Hirsch. Oh wow! And Mad, I rock with Mad TV. Mad TV did shit where it's like they knew they was that they crossing some boundaries, and I can respect that. You should totally send me that clip. What you think of the reveal at the end of the person who we thought was the real version of the lead character was actually, yo, that I just remember watching that shit because I was you know I wanted to get the full experience. I was watching that shit in the dark. I was like it was a really good twist and it was creepy as fuck. And then I watched Family Guy afterwards to balance it out. Like I watched Family Guy to sit there and balance it out because I was like, oh, okay, all right. Like I said, I think it was only one of his horror. I think it was only one of his horror movies that I was like, I wasn't really feeling so much, and that was the Alien one. And it wasn't a terrible movie, but it was not on a level as the other ones. I don't even remember what the Alien one is called now. Ryan, what is the Alien one called with Jordan Peele or Jonathan? Jordan Peele. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Jordan Peele movies. Nope. Yeah, nope. Thank you. But if you really think about it, the twist makes a lot of sense. Watch it again, you will see the signs. Yeah, it is definitely one of those movies you gotta sit there and probably maybe watch twice to get it. You're right about that. Oh, I didn't sit there and tell you the movie I was actually gonna watch. Jonathan, you're gonna not like this, but I'm watching Popeye the Slayer. That's what it's called, Popeye the Slayer. I feel like they just really want to sit there and run childhood memories. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Yeah, nope. I just I didn't hate it. I was just like, eh. I didn't think it was up on a level as the other one though. But that movie does seem like it's the type of movie that you do need to. Hmm. Yeah, you're right. Like I said, that movie that it definitely deserves another look. You know the problem with me is like I never watch the same movie twice. Like if I'm dating somebody or if I'm with my friends, we'll we'll rewatch a movie, but like I wouldn't sit there and watch the same movie twice. I just just wouldn't do it. I don't know. I just feel like once you watch a movie once, like I'm kind of done, you know. But I can see why that movie deserves a second look though. Oh, and Jonathan, if you're still in the chat, definitely don't forget to send me that clip. Because even if I can't show it, I definitely want to sit there and watch. I'm like, where the hell's my music at? Well, all right. You know, I already showed part one. I think I'll close it. I think I'll close out the stream. Oh, hold on. I think I'll close out the stream with part two. Ryan is going to get kind of creepy, so here it is.
Help you. Tell us who caused all this pain. Tell us what has brought you to this terrible place in your life.
Yes,
It hurts.
Jonathan.
So you lashed out. It's a natural reaction to the kind of pain you were feeling.
But it doesn't solve anything. All that rage and anger can't make you a happier person. Only love can do that.
I don't believe that. No one could ever love me. No one ever would.
That's not true.
You have never felt love, but you can feel it. The church can make you feel loved and understood.
No one ever loved me. No one ever listened.
We're listening.
The church will listen. I will hear your confession and you will be reborn.
You don't know what it's
He's
like.
blind,
Being
Ryan.
made fun of every day.
Blind priest.
Every single day, and no one to protect you. No one to tell you that it's okay. That you're all right. No. I couldn't tell anyone how I felt. And it hurt so bad. They didn't want me. I was never good enough.
No, you're not going anywhere. Not until you set Louise free.
Sheridan, are you all right? What's going on?
Oh, I'm not going to let this creep get away.
Oh,
I did it.
oh
Okay.
my.
Now I got tied up. Father, do you have something that I can tie it up with?
What have you done to that poor soul?
I'm sorry, Father, but I couldn't let it get
What?
away. Okay. I gotta call it.
It.
There's still time to stop this insane execution.
Shouldn't we call the police?
No. There's time to arrest this thing later. First, this monster is going to confess everything, and Luis will be exonerated. Thank you, God.
Oh, okay. And just to kind of fill you in on something, Ryan and the rest of the chat, the reason why Sheridan keeps calling the character a thing, a creature, is because technically speaking, Vincent is what you call a hermaphrodite. And for people that don't know what that means, is that Vincent is technically a man and a woman, which leads to some very, very interesting and probably some uncomfortable scenes, but still hilarious nonetheless. But yeah, Vincent was tortured as a kid. Like growing up, you know, being a hermaphrodite and during that time period. Then there was the abuse that character had to sit there and deal with. Like, I mean, granted, I'm not saying that I'm not giving that character excuses for the god awful, reprehensible things that Vincent did. But the definition of a tragic backstory would fit Vincent's character so well. Johnson says actually no one knew Vincent was the blackmailer. It was simply because the costume was a half man, half woman. Ah, Dolometics. Dolometics says Sheridan was wild, fun Halloween fact about the actress. Her father is a famous Hollywood makeup artist who is known for making monsters, aliens on major horror productions. Oh, okay. Oh shit. I thought you were, well, it's good to see you. I thought you were asleep for a hot minute. And you know, Dolomix and Jonathan was in my member stream. I didn't even sit there and show y'all some of the other stuff. It gets way worse. But I think I'll show y'all that since oh you've been multitasking. Eagle says I still stand by the comments I made about Michael love interest being Victor and not his wife. Oh, Victor Newman. Victor Newman. Jesus Christ. And the actress that plays Sheridan, Mackenzie, hosted a reality competition show on Sci-Fi called. See, I remember that show Face Off, but I didn't know it was actually her. Oh wow. But yeah, that was a small. I think I'll keep that stuff in the member stream for other reasons. Eagle says, "What does Michael see in Victor? Does he say to himself, man, that guy treats me like crap. This guy is what I've been looking for my entire life. Why can my wife be like Victor? You know, in a sense, she kinda is in a sense. Yeah. Well, you know, Ryan, I mean, I would sit there and say this, like, yeah, there's times I'll sit there. That was one of many characters that we sat there and watched. Um, I think we watched different characters from like All My Children and Port Charles and Old School General Hospital. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember Face Off as well. Like I said, that's one of many characters. Yeah, it's because her dad used to do that for a living. He was a guy horror movie directors will call if they wanted to create like a Freddy Krueger or something. And I can see that. I can see that in the Vincent character. I can see that in the Vincent character. No, but we looked at some very interesting characters. I mean, I think that that character is interesting, but we looked at other characters as well, other characters as well, which has actually been really fun now. And I'm not just saying that just to pimp out, just to pimp, the membership program, but like going back and watching some of these old school characters, man, I wish. Like I said, it was definitely one to remember. You actually started watching days. Yo, I started watching days in 2020. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I remember that. I watched it the week. I know. I watched it the week when the other Abby actress was leaving. Um, I can't remember her name. We're seeing her now in General Hospital, but um, and Brady was they're trying to sabotage Titan. And I used to sit there and call Sarah Hot Sarah for some odd reason. Kate Mancy, yes, thank you, Ryan, thank you, Delmex. Yeah, Kate Mancy. Kate Mancy was Abby for that week, and then a little bit after they had in Marcy. So and now they don't have an Abby at all. Return, yeah. But like I said, it's been weird just watching double doses of Billy Flynn. And also, I would sit there and say, they slightly changed the dialogue for Rory's version of Michael. Because I noticed that Rory uses, like, whenever he talks, he uses, like, he'll sit there and say man a lot. Like, come on, man. Or, like, there's certain, I don't know if they call them filler words that you use when you're conducting a conversation. But like he uses the word man a lot. In certain times he talks in dialogue and stuff like that, and I noticed that yeah, and like Chad Duell doesn't, he never did that, which is fine. It's just like I feel like they kind of, I don't want to sit there and say tailored it, but like little things like that. His little and ad libs for Michael. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think they somebody's that like when you're talking and stuff like that, like there's filler words that you'll sit there and use or certain ways that you talk, but and I feel like they'll change the direction of like I just noticed that. Actually, I noticed that for a while. I just kept forgetting to sit there and bring it up in the stream, but I think what blows me sometimes is when you'll get a new actor Like, um, they had Tyler, and then they had the other guy. I can't remember the other guy's name now. Who is not the temporary Nicholas, but the other one. There was a time where Drew and Michael got along, but Drew was a decent Marcus Columbus. Yeah, they would sit there and say things like, "Well, Tyler would never do that. Tyler would never sit there and sleep with Esme, but Marcus did." And thank you, Ryan, and thank you, Jonathan. But Marcus did, and I feel like when they do things like that, this is when you have like some people or certain fans that would harass the actor, and Marcus got the brunt of that, and it's like I don't feel like that's fair because that's the way that they're writing for the character. I appreciate when actors do stuff like that, giving their character little quirks like that are great when they do evil twin storylines. Yeah, I just oh well, Tyler would never do that. You know what it is? It creates a very toxic like fandom, you know? Okay, yeah, yeah, definitely do that. I don't know. I've always like I don't know. It's just like I said, it bothered me. I remember they used to have like these heated discussions, which oh, thank God I don't like participate in that stuff anymore. But yeah, oof, okay, all right, okay. Thank you, Jonathan. But we're gonna end the stream here because I do have to wake up early, just like I did yesterday. Very ungodly hour in the morning. No, I didn't get a chance to see it yet, but it's still on my playlist to watch. There's no thing that must be hard as a recast before it's compared. Well, yeah, and Rory had a lot of pressure, and like I said, I think he did a great job. So I'm not like dimming his light. But yes, I will be back tomorrow for members. If you're not a member, make sure you join. Um, I got some fun stuff planned this weekend, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Um, like I said, become a member. Have a great Halloween, people. When you watched it, think of Robert Adams as Stephanie. Okay. Have a good night, Ryan. Have a good night, Dolomedics. Have a good night, Eagle. What? Freddie said, okay, Freddie says, this was fun. I had a fun celebrating my birthday tonight with you, Albert, and guys. Yes, let's everyone sit there and wish Freddie a happy birthday. Jonathan says, join us next time for another edition of Soul Chat without the Bostic. That's awesome, though. I'm glad you had a good time on your birthday. Johnson says, good night and hit the like button. Thank you, Jonathan. Like I said, let everyone wish Freddie a happy birthday. Members, I will sit there and see y'all tomorrow. Everybody else, I'll sit there and see y'all next week. Um, unless you're a member, then I'll sit there and see y'all tomorrow. So everyone say happy birthday to Freddie. There you go, Derby. Oh, Yeah, Jonathan. I didn't give them the full experience. I don't think that they were ready for that. Yeah, so I'll sit there, members. I'll sit there and see y'all tomorrow. Later.